Hey everyone, how is everyone tonight? Well, thank you, No Sheeple. You're serving birthday cake and champagne. Thank you very much. How is everyone? How is everyone? Can you all hear me and see me okay? Thank you, Cyan. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you. S- Yes, happy Friday. I, s- I saw someone had said something about the thumbnail that I chose, and it's because I just, with everything going on, with the shortages and everything, uh, and Edna just popped into my head. That's why I said, "Well, am I going to eat or am I going to starve to death?" And I had to find a picture of her for the thumbnail. I think we unofficially changed your birthday. What do you mean? My birthday was yesterday. uh, Thank you, No Sheeple. Yes, it's belated, but listen, who cares? Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. It was so awesome. You really made my day yesterday and today. Thank you, everyone. So there's quite a few things that we need to talk about, okay? And something was just brought to my attention just moments ago, okay? And before anyone asks, Trish will be on in just a little while. She's on a call right now, a prayer call, okay? They do like a prayer circle, but it's on the phone, okay? Oh, LB, happy birthday, honey. So I hope everyone has their coffee. Huh? Oh, Lacey, you have no idea what I got for my birthday. Yes, that's right. I got my bread machine, right, from Sean. And then my son Andrew went and got me a new microwave, the one that goes above the stove, because mine broke. um, and then, chocolate, because you can't live without that, right? So this was brought to my attention, okay? And when this was brought to my attention, I said, "Oh my goodness, this is not okay." Talk about uh, expiration dates and stuff like that. Okay, this was a company called BioTrust. Okay, and this is a vitamin company. And a subscriber had text messaged this to me, and she said that she had received 2 boxes in the mail from BioTrust. And she said one was hers and one was not hers. And she said, so being who she is, she called the company and she let them know that they had sent her someone else's order. So the representative told her to go ahead and keep the other person's order, and that they would do right by the other customer and send her out her order. Okay. So she opened up her box, of course, and the other box. And she said that she always looks at the expiration dates, especially when it comes to vitamins. Okay. Whatever. You always look at your expiration date. Okay. And lo and behold, they're all expired. And not just a little bit of expiration date. We're talking May of last year. Okay. So this is just, you know, a very expensive vitamin company that's sending out vitamins that are well past their expiration date. Okay. And these are out of Texas. So they're made in the USA. So this is just a heads up to keep an eye on the stuff that you're not just ordering online, okay, but also that stuff that you're buying in store. Just check your expiration dates, especially when it comes to your vitamins and things like that, because I'm a very big vitamin taker, so you know it's nothing to mess with, especially when it comes to your vitamins. Okay, so what has everyone prepped this week? I've heard of this happening with probiotics from Amazon. Really? All right, Lace. Beaverines Unite. My God, do I even want to know what you're talking about? Oh, BioTrust is that company that advertises the collagen keto supplement on prepping channels. I was suspicious of them. Really? Were you? Okay. Oh, you canned a bunch of hamburger. Really, Suzanne? That's awesome. Firearm parts and ammo. Nice. A little bit of everything. Coffee, dried beans, and bread flour. Nice. Beef and chicken. You have the cooties. Oh, okay, treasure seekers. Cooties are, not something to mess with. You've been canning and dehydrating. Nice. Dehydrated and powdered foods. Did anyone happen to purchase the dehydrated honey that I was talking about that I had bought? I haven't tried it yet, but I literally got it within 4 days. Now I know a lot of us, were, only August and farms and stuff like that, but they're not shipping out anything. Well, at least the dehydrated honey for at least 2 months. So you prepped your car. Beautiful. Coffee, creamer, and meat. All right. Chicken broth and teas. Rice pasta drink mixes, bone broth, and mustard. All right. Prepper Nation Beaverines. All right. It was a madhouse at the grocery store due to the snowstorm today. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the snowstorms that's been going on. 2 propane tanks a little bit ago, and I've been stocking up on canned oysters, sardines, salmon, clams, and kippers. All right. You guys are really doing awesome. No kidding. That's beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, as long as we have our coffee, listen, we'll be okay. The world will still rotate around us. No kidding. I myself have been prepping a lot of non-perishables. Okay, I can't get any more meats in my freezers. I really can't. So it's been non-perishable foods. I got my laundry supplies back up to a year. All right. Pet supplies. I always buy a lot of pet supplies because I got to make sure my guys are taken care of. What do you mean you learned to do without coffee? That just stopped me in my tracks. Holy cow. Recipes for iguana. Wow. Janet, jump back. Okay. What else? I started making bread with my bread machine, which, I love it. Um, More drink mixes. I've been buying a lot of drink mixes, a lot, and more coffee, a significant amount of coffee. Something keeps telling me just buy coffee, buy coffee. And I don't know why. I don't think it's because I'm a big coffee drinker. Something's just telling me buy more coffee. So I've been buying a lot more coffee. Um, I don't know. And drink mixes, a lot of drink mixes I've been buying. Something's just telling me to do it. So I've been doing it. Yeah, coffee is my lifeblood. No kidding. I should just have an IV hooked up. Joni. It's so funny. Chrisanne, you've never had a cup of coffee. Oh my goodness. Ground coffee. I do have a whole bean, a grinder, but I haven't been able to find any whole bean that I like, if I should just say it that way. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know of what you find is good. Okay. So I do have a good supply, Wanda. I do have a good supply of instant coffee. I bought what my grandmother always drank, which is Sanka. I know it's a decaf, but for caffeinated coffee, instant, I bought Nescafe. And I also bought some syrups. If you could see the syrups up there, the coffee syrups. Yes, it's a manual grinder that I have, Narita. It's one of those. Okay. But I do have bags of coffee, but I also have my K-cup machine. But I also have a percolator. Thank you, Charles. Stock up on alcohol for trading. I know. We have not done that yet. We have some, because of what Andrew has brought into the house, but nothing nothing that is worth trading. You know what I mean? Because right now we have just been focused on building up our pantries in the house. And that's being honest. So, yeah, Lace, that's what I have is a French press, the percolator with the French press inside. That's what I have. Or for drinking bread. No, sugar in the attic. You know what? There's no shortages on coffee that I know of, but something told me just to stock up, so I did. Yeah. So anyway, I was made aware. Okay, now tell me if any of you guys have been dealing with this. How many of you in here have heat your home or anything like that with propane? Thank you, Tom. Anybody here heat your home with propane or natural gas? Anything? No? Because apparently, and this is according to a subscriber and a few of her friends that live in Ohio and Nashville, Tennessee, there is a propane shortage. Okay. In upstate. All right. Okay. Is anyone else dealing with this propane shortage? Because as far as I know, it's only Ohio and Tennessee. So Yeah, I only have electric. I don't have propane. But my mother-in-law, she has propane. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly, Lady Casca. That's why I'm bringing it up because I wasn't sure if everyone else is feeling this as well. Uh, and if not yet, maybe sometime soon. Thank you, Rubicon. Now that these two states are feeling it, it might be a domino effect. So, let's try and see if we can get our tanks filled. Thank you, Charles. Southwest Wisconsin here. Just filled my 500-gallon tank. No shortage that I know of. Okay. Well, if maybe we can get topped off. Okay. Get your tanks topped off. All right. Before a shortage does occur. Okay. Maybe we can get some cords of wood if you have a fireplace. Okay. And just try and prepare because you just don't know. All right. Wood stove, electric heaters from, yeah, that's how we did it back then too, wood burning stove. Yeah, natural gas. Yeah, I didn't realize my mother-in-law, her dryer went down and she has propane, and when she called the propane company to come and disconnect the propane line from the back of the dryer to have her new dryer installed, they said make sure when you're buying a new dryer to ask if it's a propane dryer or a natural gas dryer. I was like, wow, I had no clue. So that's just one thing that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention because I wasn't sure if anyone knew about this. Okay. And because not a lot of people have heard about this, now that you do know, you do. Oh, you're welcome, Prepping by Faith. You're absolutely welcome, sweetheart. Now that you do know that there is a shortage in Ohio and Tennessee, this might be a domino effect. So please plan accordingly. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, okay, is rationing. From what I understand, there is a rationing of eggs being done at Aldi in South Central Pennsylvania, 1 carton per family. Is anyone else running into this at Aldi or any other store? We are seeing rationing here at a supermarket called Publix, where you can only buy, two or one of some things, things like that. So, is anyone else dealing with this specifically at Aldi? I haven't been to Aldi in a few months, so I can't say yay or nay. Really, Northwest Georgia, rationing of fresh meats. Okay, thank you, Freedom Rain. Canada, okay. Really, Susie? Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Some stores limits on meats. Thank you. No problems with eggs in Denellen, Florida. Okay. Had time to buy more chickens, you say? Yes, Lacey, I did say. No, but Pennsylvania is known for eggs. This is crazy. All right. So, this is why I'm bringing these things to light because you just don't know. So, why not plan accordingly? Get out to the stores. If the eggs are at a decent price, let's, you know, stock up on them, freeze them, scramble them up and dehydrate them, ground them up into a powder and preserve them. I know, Shadow Dancer, they are getting more expensive, but before they get any more expensive, let's try and plan accordingly. Okay. Whoa, you've seen a dozen eggs at $6. What? Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that's were they quail or regular eggs? I mean, I'm serious because that's wow. Yeah, I know, Brian. Food prices are getting much, much worse, and oh, it's just 12 eggs a day here and only me to eat them. I should freeze it. Yes, yes. Get the silicone ice cube trays, spray them with like a PAM, the non-stick spray, crack them open, leave them whole, put some salt in them, put them in the freezer. Then when you pop them out, put them in a freezer bag or do the food saver machine if you have one. 12 eggs, 12. That's just, no, I'm sorry. That's just way too expensive. Okay. 12 eggs for $12. Come on. 18 count for $1.99. Okay. That's doable, Diane. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Kroger, 18 count for 97 cents. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes. My goodness gracious me. That's the one thing as people of the prepared mind, you have to learn how to preserve food, whether it's pressure canning, whether it's dehydrating, freeze drying, however, you have to learn because it's times like these when food is so darn expensive. it, it, oh gosh. I said months ago that the prices that we're paying then are going to be considered dirt cheap very, very soon. And I was right, especially when it comes to our meats. Overheard the Nabisco salesman say that he was almost out of stock today. Wow. Okay, so are you seeing rationing on anything else besides meat, eggs? What about other dairy, canned goods? Augustin Farms big assorted of veggies and fruit seeds, $35. Wow, that's a good price. No rationing yet in the UK. All right, good. Milk is slim. Limits on cream cheese. Still cream cheese? Who was it that was paying people not to buy Philadelphia cream cheese? Sis says Publix had hams 99 cents a pound, no limit. Really? All right. Guess I'll be going out tomorrow. I can't fit any more in my freezers. Plentiful food in Panama. Yes, yes. I will go there one day. Shortages in dairy departments. Yeah. Oh, it was Kraft. Yes, thank you, firefighter. Hi, Fancy Oaks. How are you? Get another freezer. Can you imagine? I would have 3 freezers out in my garage. Sean would kill me. I do need a third one, though. Hard to find canned biscuits, canned dough, cinnamon rolls, etc. Yeah, I know. That's why I amped up my preps in my baking department. That sounds really strange. The baking part of my pantry so I can just make my own stuff because it's not even worth me going and buying the stuff that comes in a can or a roll or anything like that. Darn YouTube, they just sent me a notice that you were on. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I feel is important to speak on. Um, so apparently And I said, oh, how convenient that this even happened, right? So there was a bridge in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that collapsed today. And there was a few injuries, but no fatalities. So thank God for that, right? But apparently, Potato went to Pittsburgh this afternoon to talk about infrastructure. And the person who had told me about this, they said, well, now he'll have something to point at when he talks about infrastructure. And I said, well, you should have said that. So, did anybody else hear about this? It was all over your local news. Did anybody, I highly doubt anybody watched what he had to say on TV or anything, but just in case anybody did. Yes, I have plenty of gas for my generator. Thank you. Yes, the collapse was only 6 miles from where he was speaking. Oh, I can't watch him either, but I was just wondering if anybody watched it. He had ice cream stains on. Stop, Cyan. Oh, shoot. Hang on. My battery is low. Hang on. My battery's low. Hang on just a minute. Hang on.
Crunch. Open. Crunch. Close.
No such thing as a coincidence. Well, you know, James, sometimes there is and sometimes there's not. Food prices will never go down. If you have any extra money you could take out of the bank besides your monthly bills, invest it in your family, food, and preps that you need. They will never decrease. Okay, it's a good way of looking at it. I don't like vomiting, so I don't watch them. Very funny. Darla. So, okay. Susie, not nice, miss. Shame on you. So, then here's something, okay, that really needs to be brought to everyone's attention, okay? In the northern suburbs of Denver, Colorado, okay, more and more postings have been put on that. Have you ever heard of Nextdoor app? About people being followed in their cars going home from shopping areas. No, that's not Sean, that's Andrew. I know they look alike. So, this is just another reason to keep your head on a swivel, okay? And, you know, to constantly watch out for what you're doing, and, you know your surroundings, especially us women, for when we're out shopping by ourselves. If you still go shopping by yourselves, I do not. Okay. I do a lot of my shopping online and have it delivered here. Andrew, everybody's saying hello to you, honey.
Hi.
Oh, you're welcome, Albert. You're welcome. Andrew, did you get? Oh, yeah, they said, Andrew, you did great for Mom's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, this is just another reason, to keep your head on a swivel and to, oh, yes, exactly, Bamajan. I agree with you 100%. Brian, really? Are you serious? Your wife, really? My Lord. So, just it's one thing to know your surroundings, but sometimes, you can't, constantly be going like this all the time, especially for those of us that have little kids, we're, getting the bags and doing this and doing that and running after this one and doing this and doing that. Okay. So just please be careful. And, yeah, it sucks. It really does. I had a box of totes stolen off my front porch. Oh, Susan, I'm sorry. I know. Listen, we can, but it just seems like no matter how prepared we think we are, no matter how armed you are, like my husband always says, there's always someone bigger than you, especially for us women, because they see a single female walking to her car late at night, they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to take advantage of that. So, oh, watch that, son. Wanda, you're right. Trust your gut feeling, even if you have to be mean and rude. You're right. Really, firefighter being really okay. He said he even heard people being followed from coin shops. Okay. Okay. Jeez. Interview with woman who came into contact. Catalytic converters are being stolen from cars. Wow. My goodness. But, these are just a few of the things that I felt were interesting and that needed to be brought to light. You do all of your grocery shopping through online pickup. Yeah, I either do, I like to just have everything delivered, like Sam's Club does free delivery. Kroger does the delivery, stuff like that. It's just so much easier for me. The what? I didn't see that. Tracking device is being used. Yes, that Apple, and it looks like it's as small as like a quarter. Yeah. Yeah. I had reported on that. Oh my goodness gracious, a while ago. And yeah, MSM is just now starting to talk about it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, people wearing masks, especially outside, is, even if you're alone in your car, why are you wearing a mask? It is suspicious. Yes, AirTag. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah. Really, Carla? That's crazy. You were followed from the pharmacy last week. My God. See, it's just don't feel safe going anywhere. We really don't. You can get what on Amazon for $10 to $15? Beautiful blessings. That is a very good point. I'm going to put your comment up. You think a lot of this is going on because drugs are so bad from coast to coast. Most of the thieves have no idea what's going on behind their method. And yeah, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. A lot of people, there's, but it's also because desperate times, desperate measures, desperate people. Okay. A lot of people, they just don't work. They don't have money. So what are they going to do? They're going to steal from the people who can afford to buy food and take it as their own. What? 5 guys come in the night, 4 lift up the car, and the other guy cuts the catalytic convertible. Oh my Lord. See, that would be something that my mechanic who's in here, Dirty White Boy, he would be able to um, not assist, but tell you what to do in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Oh, the trackers. Okay, thank you, Archangel. Thank you. Potato wears a mask outside a press conference in Pittsburgh on the Oh Lord. Yes, Terry, I heard about that, and that is actually something that's been going on here in Central Florida. It actually started out as a TikTok challenge, and it was kids doing it. And so now it's happening during daylight time. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Brian, I agree with you. Your wife can't even go shopping by herself anymore, and that was my one thing that I really like to do. I would just go from store to store and take my time and look at it like all the end caps that had the clearance stuff on it, and just be lackadaisical that day or whatever. And now it's like I don't leave the house unless I go to the post office and then I come home and that's it. Unless it's Sean's day off, then he'll go with me. Or if Andrew's home, like, the weekends, because he works during the week, and that's it. Otherwise, I don't leave the house at all. Arc nanny, really. See, I would take one of my dogs with me, but I don't know if I could. There's been too many theft of dogs around here. Thank you, Red BN. There's been too many theft of dogs around here. There's a lot of dog fighting ring things here, if you know what I'm talking about. And especially for dogs, like they've been trying to steal like little dogs, like my little miss. So like when I let my dogs out, especially when she goes out, I go outside with them because people have been stealing little dogs like her. So I have to be careful. And with dogs like Ridley, because he's part red wolf, they'll take him. So I am very, very careful for everywhere that I go. And I don't want to take these guys out out of fear that they'll be stolen from me. So. Ooh, Linnell, I used to have a Rottweiler. She was a Rottweiler and a Black Lab. She was my Molly girl. I miss my Molly. She passed away a couple of years ago from cancer. I miss her. No, I don't let my guys go outside by themselves anymore. I can't do it. Plus, we have a coyote problem around here, and those darn things, they jump fence. So. Rottweilers are literally just big shishes. They really are. They really are. They're big love bugs. And so are pits. I love pits. Did you just call them pibbles? A pit bull? A pibble? Oh my God. Sean's mom has 3 pibbles. And I love those darn dogs so much. They're so adorable. So anyway, getting back to talking about prepping instead of dogs, even though really they are a part of our prepping, having pets and all. I have cats too, Bobby. I have 8 of them, but they're all rescues. Every single one of these guys in my house, they're all rescues, even my dogs. So, oh, thank you, print it. Okay, I'll have to go to the PO box tomorrow and pick them up. How are you today? Oh, yeah. How are you today, Awakening Warrior? Dogs, 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 dogs. Yeah. Trish will be on in a little bit. She is on a conference call type thing, but it's a prayer call because they don't do prayer circles anymore. So they do it all on the phone. But she'll be on soon. Food prep. All right. Well, food prep right now. I had gotten an idea from one of you guys to do food prepping, but by meal. So, like, say you wanted to do one night, uh, throw a dinner at me, okay, like chicken and vegetables and potatoes, okay. Well, instead of getting your food saver out and doing chicken in one, vegetables in the other, potatoes in the other, you do it all in one food saver bag and throw it in the, you know what I mean? So it's all just, here's one meal, here's another meal. So all you have to do is go in the freezer, grab it, and go. Okay. So, same with spaghetti. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't pressure can spaghetti or, pasta or rice or anything like that. So what I would suggest you do is, okay, you want to, do preservation with your sauces. Okay. So say you want to do a meat sauce. Well, you can pressure can meat sauce. So you get your meats out, you get your sauce ready, you get all your spices, okay, and you do all your pressure canning for your meat sauce. So all you have to do is cook up your pasta, and you get your jar of your meat sauce that you've already prepared, and wham, done. So meal prep is a real thing, and I'm going to start doing that because I think it's easier to say, okay, here's the one meal that I already prepared. It's already in the food saver bag, and it's already in the freezer. All I have to do is grab, go, and cook. I think it would be easier and stress-free. And yeah, I think it's a great idea. Brake bleeder? What? You can vacuum seal the pasta with a brake bleeder. You're going to have to tell me how to do that because I don't know about that. Yeah, and even doing it with the meatballs, that's a really good idea because a lot of people, they don't want to sit there and roll it out and then you know what I mean, because it's a pain in the butt. It's time consuming. So, if you're going to be, doing up a big tray of them, you might as well just do the big tray, fry them up, don't cook them all the way, fry them up, and then, just to brown the outside so they stay, firm, and then get your food saver out, do it, boom, in the freezer. So all you have to do is take them out, throw them in the sauce, and they're good to go. So, it's just one way of getting things done in a efficient, timely manner. So, do you? Yeah, I haven't done it with my leftovers. I've done it with my meat leftovers, like turkey, ham from like the holidays, but that's it. Ah, okay. Thank you, Dave. I would have never thought about that. Thank you. Okay. You guys are giving me really great ideas. I would have never thought about any of these. All right. Thank you. Hmm. Ready meals are great for short-term and fast-go needs. Where did that go? Remember, in a long herd grid down, you want ingredients. Yes, I know. Well, I'm not saying to do everything as a meal prep. All of them. No, I would never do that. I'm just saying, even if you just do week by week, mm, it would just make, especially during your work week, it would make things so much easier. So you don't have to come home and say, what am I doing? What am I making? You know what I mean? It would just make things a lot easier. Yes, Chris, I don't think we're ever going to be seeing full shelves in the pets. What do you want to call it? Pet aisle for a very long time when it comes to canned cat food, dog food, and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to be seeing it for a very long time, unfortunately. Rock out. Trish will be on in a little bit. I have still yet to make hardtack, Archangel. I've still yet to make that. That, or has anybody made that pemmican, however you say it? I Thank you, Cynthia. Um, I've never made it. I don't know if I would even eat it if I made it. So really, see, I've never made it or even tasted it before. So you stick with jerky. I tried making it, but I didn't like it. Yeah, hardtack. Ew. Yeah. See, I don't even. It looks like a cracker to me. I don't know. Pelican is delicious. Are you serious? Are you being a wise ass? Did you? Joyful joy. Did you? Dehydrated Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and mustard powder on Amazon. Okay. I'll have to look for that stuff. Hardtack is a paperweight. That's funny. Canned bacon. I saw that on Amazon. Moose meat. If you buy in bulk and repackage, put your stash in plastic bags. Believe it or not, the garbage men watch. I just used my burn barrel. Okay. Hoosier Farms. Yes, I buy Hoosier Hill Farm products all the time. I don't know. I've heard you can can bacon, but I've also heard not to can bacon. So because it's too fatty, that's why. Canned bologna. Ugh, yeah, gross. Hello, warrior lion. And what are you stocking your new freezer with, Susan? Well, thank you, VP Wolf. I appreciate you. But the jar never gets any of it. You're funny, Danward. uh, so, is there any questions that you guys want me to answer or anything like that? Because I'm sure Trish will be on soon, like anything to do with food preservation, or I've heard about canning milk and I want to try it so bad. But we're not really milk drinkers. So I just buy powdered milk, and if I ever need it for a recipe, that's all I ever use it for anyway. Desk count cantor. I don't know what that is, honey. So no, I do not make pet food. I do have a recipe for it, but I've never actually made it. But it is something that I am willing to venture to. No, I do not have a video on making ghee. Trish is the one that makes ghee. So how long do potato flakes last in storage? Well, I repackage my potato flakes with Mylar bags and oxygen absorber packs. And according to many different like resources, they last, I think it's like 10, 15 years. So, and I have a very good supply of those. So from what I understand, it's like 10, 15 years. Yes, Karen, I have tried the Oscar Mayer pre-cooked bacon. I actually have a very good supply of that in my house myself. And we use it all the time for when we make like BLTs. What to do with fresh beets? Can them, pressure can them, or dehydrate them. You buy 6 gallons a week of what? Of what? Milk? Well, what you can do is, did you know that you can freeze milk for up to 4 months? But once you take the milk out of the freezer, you have to use it within a week. So you could do that as well. What do I think of the Ukraine stuff? I think that Potato should have kept his nose out of it. And I believe that we could possibly be in a lot of trouble because of what Potato is doing. That's what I think. Green potatoes. I think that means that they're not ready yet to be eaten. I think. I think. Lacey, I have not planned on making a gnocchi video yet, but I will. But it's very, very messy. When I make pasta, I get very messy. But yes, I will make one. I don't know if Smithville is owned by China. I can't answer that. Silicone packets are what they put in your shoes, isn't it? With like a brand new pair of shoes, like when it's still in the store. And oxygen absorber packs they're what we use when we preserve food. I honestly would not. I mean, use silicone packets. I don't know. I've never used those before. I don't even save them. I throw them out like if I ever buy new shoes. So I don't want to tell you to go ahead and use them or save them or anything like that because I've never done that. And I would never tell you to do something that I would never do, that I haven't done myself. So I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. Okay. Yeah, rock out, blackout. That's, but the only thing about prosciutto is it's way too expensive. It's like $8 for a half an ounce for what is that, half a pound for just a few ounces. So it's kind of like not worth it. What do I feed my cats? Barb, I feed my cats Rachel Ray Nutrish. It's the one without the grains in it. It's the only thing that they can eat that they don't get sick on because a few of them have digestive issues. Yeah, I've never seen green potatoes, so I can't. When you said that, I've never seen green potatoes except for ones that were not like when I harvested potatoes when I grew them myself. When they weren't fully grown, they looked green. You know what I mean? Like they weren't fully matured, I guess you could say. I buy my Mylar bags from Amazon. I can put the link in tomorrow's video if you want. Okay. I'll put it in the description box for you. It's the cheapest place I found to get them. I'm just looking at all the comments, trying to look for questions. Be careful with the grain-free pet food. It causes congestive heart failure in dogs, maybe cats too. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And I've got a year's supply worth of stuff. Yeah, that's just great because I literally have a year's supply worth of cat food that is grain free. Beautiful. Oh, God's sakes. I wish I would have known that. I'm going to. Yes, I know Soylent Green is people. And apparently Walgreens is now selling Soylent products. So that's just scary. What do I use on my face? Such pretty skin. Well, thank you. I uh, I exfoliate with. This is just strange. Okay, with a Dove exfoliant, and then I use vitamin E oil. And if I ever break out, I use witch hazel. Yeah, that's me. What kind of seeds do you recommend? Hubby and I want to start a garden this year. We're in Connecticut. I buy a lot of my seeds from Johnny Selected Seeds, and his company is in is it Vermont or Maine? Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? Stormy, what are you doing?
Fucking puked on my bed.
Oh, he puked on your bed. Yeah. All right. Oh, thank you. All right, son. Hang on. Sorry. Gotta love cats. I don't think you could buy Soylent Green, but there's Soylent products at Walgreens. Walgreens? I think they're granola bars or something like that. Yeah. Wow, Denver, do you really? Yeah, I don't. Thanks, Larry. It is hairball season. Thank you. Yeah. Do they really sell that in Walmart? Are you serious? Paula, have you ever watched the movie? It's an old movie with, what's his name? The actor. It's called Soylent Green. Charlton Heston. And it's a kind of like resonates today because it was actually supposed to take place in 2022, where there's no food left on the shelves in any supermarket. And there was this guy, and he came up with this new food called Soylent Green. And what they did was they were taking people's bodies and processing them and putting them into this
Garage open.
food substance called Soylent Green.
Garage closed.
And it was disgusting. So, how do I know this? Because I watched the movie. It was gross. Soy products in U.S. are GMO. Only good soy is fermented, not available in U.S. And fermented soy net. Ordinary source of food, just a side dish. Maybe that's why Gates is buying all the farmland to plant us and then harvest us and just say, oh, that's, I did not need that thought in my head. I really didn't. And there was also an orange, Soylent orange. Yeah. Tuesday is Soylent Green Day. Really? You had to say that, didn't you? You can water glass eggs. It is gross. What am I going to do? Alex Jones was right about what they're now using humans for compost. Yes, I heard about that. I heard about that. Soylent coffee. Oh, God's sakes, man. Yes, it did, Madeline. It took place in 2022. Yeah. No, we don't even have a KFC here. So I didn't try anything beyond meat nuggets. No, I won't eat anything that has anything that says beyond meat. I've seen the products in the stores and it's really gross. Trish will be on in just a minute. I just texted her. She'll be on in just a minute. Have I talked about fringe minority in Canada? Go Canada. No, I have not. No, I know. I wouldn't eat it either. I really wouldn't. That's just something that just does not. I can't. It just, no. How long does flour keep? Well, it all depends on if you repackage it and how you repackage it. Hello, Deborah. Really, Charles? You had to say that? So. That's not funny, Dave. I'm going to hurt you for saying that. Talks mediated by France, Germany, Russia, Ukraine agree on unconditional ceasefire compliance. They left the USA out of the meeting. I need chocolate. I've subscribed for you the past month and a half. I am hooked now. You are my daily go-to, and I am sharing. I hope you don't mind. Oh, no, thank you, Sheeple. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Yes, absolutely, Jill. That's a great way to do it, honey. And here's Trish. So,
Hi,
hello.
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Sorry for the delay, could not be helped. How is everybody tonight?
Everybody's good.
Yeah. I haven't been into the chat yet. What are we discussing?
Just about everything. It was just brought up. I'll find it. That talks mediated by France, Germany, Russia, Ukraine agree on unconditional ceasefire compliance, and they left the USA out of the meeting.
Yep. There won't be a ceasefire. How do I know that? Because war makes money. And that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to make money. So, all this discussion about it, That's your shiny object. There's no way they're going to do a ceasefire. Anybody disagree?
Mm-mm.
So, hello, everybody. So as far as your thumbnail for tonight, interesting picture.
Yeah. Nicholas, that's a good question, hon. Should he buy a Smith & Wesson 38 special snub nose revolver for home defense? Well, honey, that all depends on if it fits your style. You know, I'm not really an expert when it comes to that stuff.
Gotta love a Smith & Wesson.
Yeah. I have a smaller boomstick. It's a Ruger, but that's because that's what I'm comfortable with. You know, so it really all depends on what you're comfortable with. Okay.
Amarna asked an interesting question. If Russia invades Ukraine and the U.S. steps in, what does that mean for the banks and for our economy? Let's see. I'll do it this way. They do nothing. Stays like that. Flatline. Dead. Because that's where it is right now. Dead. If they do, this is us. We go like this. Very simple. So what happens to the banks? Oddly enough, I think bank stocks will still go up, but I think your money will deflate drastically. And I do mean drastically. They'll make sure it does. They have to get it from somebody. Oh yeah, that's right. The Federal Reserve loves to print money, right? But that's fake. They have to get it from somewhere. They'll take it from you. Trust me, that's how they do war. And they're looking to get as much money as they can, especially that stimulus money that they issued out a while back. They want it all back and more. So what does it mean? I still think the bank stocks either will flatline where they are right now or go up, because they always find a convenient way for the banks to make more money. But if they convert your money into shares of the bank, which is what they would do, that's why I say don't leave any more than 1 month's worth of money in the bank. If they convert your money into shares of the bank, the shares may go up and it may look like you're making something, but you're not, because you will not be able to cash those shares in. But the people that own the bank stocks on the opposite end, the big guys, they can cash them in. And I guarantee you they will. What is that?
Skittles.
Will bail-ins happen? Yeah, I fully expect that. I fully expect it. And saying that, what is a bail-in? Some people know about the bailouts. What's a bail-in? It's when they convert your money in the bank to a bank stock, which is what I was just covering. They will do it. Guaranteed. Is there any way to prevent it? No, you can't do a damn thing about it. Neither can I or anybody I know. But you can keep less money in the bank. So go down, take out what you don't need to keep in there. Keep enough to keep it open and maybe 1 month's worth of bills. That's it. I've been saying that for how long now, Autumn? A year?
Yeah.
It gave you plenty of time ahead of time to take a little bit out every single month.
Yes.
and not trip any triggers or have any problems.
Right.
Listen, they don't pay you any interest anyway. They don't. They pay a squat. And pretty soon, I expect it will go negative interest, meaning you'll be paying them to keep your money in the bank, and they get to watch over it. Yeah. It's not going to happen with me.
You know what? Kicking the homestead. I don't know where any of my mods are. I know Tara Douglas is sick, and so is her son. So I know she's not here. I haven't talked to Mayberry in a long time, and I don't know where TL is. Lady Casco was in here, but I know she had an accident in the kitchen where she spilled rice all over the floor. As for that, I don't know.
That was a good point. James just said, read the fine print, folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the fine print on the economy, on everything, on what's going on. Not good. Not good at all. The follow-up question to that is, do I expect Russia to invade the Ukraine? I think I've said it pretty openly. I'm actually surprised they haven't done it yet, although I think they kind of have, because Russia has sent over, 75% of their arms, of their firepower. They sent a ton over there. So I think they're pretty darn close to it, if not already there.
Yeah.
We're just not hearing it yet. And we won't, because these bozos aren't going to tell you anything that's true. When will the price of silver go up? They're still suppressing it. It's not that the price hasn't gone up. They're suppressing it. If they take their finger off that suppression button, I'm telling you, it'll skyrocket. And one day it will. I can't tell you what day, I can't tell you what hour, but it will. Yeah, they're still pushing them down. Any silver, even the gold, they're just keeping it as low as they possibly can. The good news about that, really, is it gives you more time to buy, which I recommend you do on the silver. The gold, that's still out of touch for most people. So I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting the silver. For anybody that has a substantial sum of money, if you want to put it into gold, I would recommend it for long-term wealth. They call it generational wealth. Yeah, if you want to set it aside for your kids because this fiat dollar is going away, that's a good way to do it. Tom, will they confiscate gold? Well, I can't say if they will or if they won't. I can say historically they have. So if you're going to buy gold, make sure you get something that they can't take. Oh, wow. Somebody saying, keep an eye on everything. They got burned at the grocery store with 3-week expired coffee cream and expired bacon, which was $12, and stale bread. Wow. That was a bad shopping day. Wow. 12 bucks on bacon and it's expired. Why would you buy it if it's expired? I look at everything. You need to these days. I'm telling you. You mentioned vitamins earlier. Did I not hear that correctly?
Yeah. G2, she was sent somebody else's order, and the company told her to keep it, and she flipped it over to look at the expiration date, and the expired May of last year.
Right. So that's tough if you're buying stuff online, but if you're buying in person, look at the dates, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
You're going to have to start doing that.
Yeah.
Learn from this. If you're going to, hey, Brandy, if you're going to take something away, take away a lesson on that. Make sure anytime you go into a store, you look at the dates first.
Yeah. See, guys, this is why I'm telling, like with the stale bread thing, get the bread. I know it's a pain in the butt, but listen, when I tell you that bread that I made the other night was so amazing. And
you made bread.
Huh?
You made bread.
Yeah, Sean got me a bread maker for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it literally took 3 hours to make the bread in the bread machine,
Mhm.
and it mixes it for you and everything, mixes the dough, does everything for you. It's literally
Nice.
dump and go. That's it.
Oh, I'd love one of those. I'd love one of those. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, he got it on Amazon, and I left the link to the bread machine in one of my videos. Yeah, so everybody
Nice.
can go and get it if they wanted it. Yeah,
Nice.
I love it. Love it, love
Awesome.
it, love it.
Yeah, I really want to get into starting that, bread making, but if it's so intimidating for me to do that. I don't mind getting my hands messy or nothing, but it's so nice to have a bread maker.
I know. And that's why, because I said I can't do it anymore because my arthritis is really bad in my hands. Plus, I have carpal tunnel because I was a hairdresser for so long. So, yeah.
Well, he's pretty smart. If he wants to keep eating bread, hey, best get you one. He's pretty smart. Smart guy. I like him. All right. So, what are you prepping this week?
Oh my gosh. I got more pet supplies. What else did I get? Non-perishables. I got a little bit of meat, but not much because I can't fit any more in my freezers. Um, uh, uh, what else did I get? A lot of baking supplies.
Good.
Yeah. I got my laundry stuff, my laundry supplies back up to a year.
Good.
What else?
Have you been canning at all?
Huh?
Have you been canning at all?
No, I can't get my hands on any canning jars. Mm-mm.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
I was going to say, time to can some of that meat.
Yeah, no. No. I wouldn't even have anywhere to go with the jars, even if I had the room after I'm done canning. I have no shelf space left. I have nothing.
No.
Sean, when we get deliveries in, he's literally just packing boxes on top of boxes on top of boxes in the pantry because I have no shelf room left.
That's what I do too.
Mhm.
I'm glad I made my my walk-through areas double wide because now they're single wide because it's all boxes. I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I didn't have an option.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my drier goods like pastas or I don't know, anything that's light, stuffing, things like that, crackers, in boxes in the pantry because at least they're light and easy to move when I have to get at something that's on the shelf versus having cans or bottles in jars.
Yeah.
In boxes. Yeah, I've had to reinvent space. So I'm using floor space with boxes. There's no other way to do it.
Yep. I told Sean we're just going to have to get totes. I said, because I'm not wasting money on shelving units anymore.
Yeah.
Worth
Yeah.
it.
At a certain point, you don't have enough room to put the shelving unit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So boxes or totes. You don't seem to have any mouse problem because you got the cats, so you're good. Boxes do that. It's a cheap, affordable way to do it.
Right on, Dave. Right on. He's going to get me jars for some homemade bread. Right on, Dave. Right on.
Yeah. Great butter there. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm. I'll make you as much bread as you want. I don't care.
Yeah, I should look into one of the bread makers.
With tax, it was because I had a coupon. Like, you can get coupons sometimes on Amazon. It was $75 with tax.
Okay, with the coupon though?
Yeah, with the coupon. Without the coupon, it was $84 without the coupon. But still,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's a Cuisinart or anything like that because the Cuisinarts, they were like 150.
Yeah.
I didn't, I said, don't spend that kind of money,
Yeah. As long as it lasts, that's the main thing,
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to die out on you in a year or a year and a half, and you go to buy it again and it's twice the price.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm going to warm up my coffee. I'll be right back.
all right. So what are you guys prepping now? What have you been prepping lately? And what are you looking to prep? Here I'm doing a lot more canning. I'm doing hamburger tomorrow. I've been doing chicken today. I'm getting chicken, what do you call it? Pre-cooked, boiled chicken, pre-cooked. It was mostly chicken legs. We got a ton of them. And they're not something that I normally eat much of, but I'm doing those up for Nikki's dog, Zuzu, and then at least have it shelf stable by canning it, and it's ready to go at any time. And then what else? On my end, I'm doing the food saver with cheese, tons and tons of cheddar cheese that I'm putting away. So I'm doing that kind of thing. And I desperately want to get out and put the raised bed together. But from what I hear, as of tonight, for the next 2 or 3 days, we're heading into about 18 inches, possibly 24 inches of snow. So I'm not going to be doing the raised bed. I want to, though. Can you can 80/20 ground meat, or does it have to be the 93.7? Autumn mentioned the 93.7 because that's typically what I use. But yes, you can use the 80/20. What I would recommend you do if you're going to do the 80/20 is when it's done, obviously drain off the fat, but put it in a colander and run some hot water over it, meaning get off as much of the excess fat as you can. Squish it a little bit while the water is still running on it, and get as much of the fat off, and it will can beautifully. You won't have a problem. You can do that with any kind of ground meat.
Charles, not funny. He said he has a bread maker for 24 years, his wife.
Uh-huh.
Wise ass. Yeah, we have a freeze warning tonight, Dave.
How long does canned meat last? Well, the legal term on that is on the side of the box for balls. It says 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
But that's their legal term. They say that so that you can't come back and say, well, my lid popped off in 2 years and what's the problem? But the truth is, as long as that seal stays tight, and it doesn't pop off, you won't have a problem with it. Now, I'm not saying go out 30 years, but you should get a good 10 out of it. Now, if it's sausage, that's a different subject. The fattier it is, the less time you will have with it. But if it's chicken or a well-rinsed hamburger, like I just mentioned doing, or pork, just remember on the fat content, you need to watch it. Trim off a good amount of fat off the pork before you go canning it. You shouldn't have an issue.
Right.
Keep that seal on there, make sure it stays tight, and you're good to go.
Okay, Nicholas, sweetie, are you new here, honey? He said, wait, we need 6 months to a year of food. Is that bad? Oh, honey. Where have you been, sweetheart?
Oh boy, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome.
He's talking. He was just talking about asking me about boomsticks, and now you don't know if you have enough food, honey.
Oh boy.
Where have you been, babe?
Yeah, you need food before you need anything else.
Yeah.
And you need it soon. So if you have any excess cash, you need to go get some food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to catch up on some videos too while you're doing it.
Yeah. All right. And like Jill just said, 1 year is not enough. Okay. So
Nope.
seriously, honey, all right, I want you to listen to me, okay? Get going, all right? And it's your first time here? Okay, Nick. Well, listen to me, okay? This is a really wonderful community that we have here, and we all learn from each other, okay?
Somebody mentioning on here that they have years worth of food and they live alone. Good for you.
There you
Awesome.
go. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone in here by the name of Rose just paid off her house. So congratulations, my love. You paid off your house. That is beautiful. I'm so proud of you.
Good job.
Yes. Rosie's Nature. She just paid off her house. I'm so proud of you. But yes, Nicholas, welcome to the community. But honey, seriously, let's get going on buying some non-perishables, okay? And if you have any questions, please email me, or you can email Trish with any questions or concerns that you could possibly have with prepping, okay?
Linda asking about progress on the little boy. I assume you're asking about Shane. He's 14.
Oh,
Yeah. He is awake. They have eased up on some of those meds, so he's able to speak. No, he cannot walk. He can't do any of that stuff. They are working on speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. He is not out of the woods by far. He has bad days and some good days. He now has to have a bone marrow transplant.
Okay.
Without it, not a chance.
Yeah.
So they're looking for a mat. He needs one.
Okay.
So
Jackie, you're new here too. Okay. How do we preserve rice? Well, you can either do Mylar bagging it with oxygen absorber packs, or you can dry can it in mason jars. Okay. And you're welcome, Nicholas. But first and foremost, before you do your rice, my son, he's playing Call of Duty. Put it in the freezer for about 24 to 48 hours to make sure that there is no bug-a-luggies running around in there and no eggs that were laid. And then dry can it or put it in the Mylar bags with oxygen absorber packs. Okay. Matter of fact, I will show you how I do mine. All right.
Amarna asking about the coming shortages and the price increases on dairy products. Will the food pantries even be able to lock in prices for these products? They don't lock in prices at all. In fact, they don't pay for them. Everything that comes into the pantry that I deal with is donated. They don't pay a dime for any of it.
Okay, here's a jar of white rice that I actually used for dinner tonight. And I have white rice in here with bay leaves. Okay, bay leaves are good if you don't have oxygen absorber packs, because bay leaves keep bugs out. Okay, and here is a jar of brown rice. Okay, you could do the same thing with brown rice. But with brown rice, do not use oxygen absorber packs, because an awakening warrior can tell you it turns it into a clump of a mess. All right.
Joyce is asking, I mentioned freezing cheese. Does it change the texture? And she's saying she heard that you could not freeze it. Well, yes, you can freeze it. It does well. It does well. I've not had a problem. Does it change the texture? Maybe a little bit, but what I use it for mostly is to melt anyway. I'm always melting it on stuff. So, yeah.
2 cups
So,
in each bag in my freezer.
yeah. So does it change the texture is the question. It may a little bit. Yeah.
I
It
think
may
the
not.
longer you freeze it, it does, but
It may not be the same texture that you would have if you were to eat it fresh, but it's not that much of a difference. And again, I guess it depends on what you use it for. We use it for pizza. We use it for, mac and cheese. We use it for lasagna, different kinds of cheeses. I do that way. I've never had an issue. Again, I do use the food saver for it. You don't want it where it crystallizes. So make sure there's no excess moisture in there, and that you don't get any water in it, So tomorrow I'm doing a rather large canning expedition, and I am looking to bring my camera in there, and I'm going to do my best attempt at a canning video, because 3 people have asked me to do it so far for this particular thing.
awesome.
So as long as the video comes out well, I'll put it up.
Oh, I
Okay.
love it. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I was determined not to do any canning videos. There's so many people out there doing them and they do a great job. But they seem to want to see me do one. I don't know why, but I'll do what I can.
Here's a great question. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. What if we have cans of food that expired in 2020, 2021? Are we screwed?
Not at all. I have a couple in my pantry right now from 2019, and I would hesitate not 1 second to open it and use it. Make sure the seals are still good. Make sure they're not leaking. Make sure it doesn't smell bad when you open it up. Make sure it doesn't have any funky look to it. You know, it doesn't look slimy, anything like that. First off, they're usually best by dates, not expiration dates. There was a study they did a while back where they took cargo out of a ship that had been in the ocean for 50 years. And in that cargo ship, it was canned goods. They took them out. But because they were kept in a cool, dark location, even though it was a sea, they were still viable to eat. Maybe not the most nutritious in the world, but there was no salt water in them, which I was shocked because the salt water would normally corrode just about anything. But their point in bringing them back to the lab was to test their nutritional value. They had said that there was at least 75% of its original nutritional value 50 years later under the ocean. I think you're good with something a couple of years old. Don't worry about it. You know, again, the caveat is smell it, check it out. If there's anything leaking, oozing, throw it out. You know, use your common sense. Hey Tara. Hey Cyan. How you doing, Tara? Somebody asked me about the 195. I have not received the report yet. I do know that it's been printed. I'm expecting it any day now. I'll let you know as soon as I get it. Wow. Somebody found, well, I don't know if they found it or somebody else did, but there was 2,000-year-old honey still edible. I don't know how that's possible, but I mean, honey does last forever, don't get me wrong, but where and how they found 2,000-year-old honey, I do not know. Grace mentioning she uses 3.5-gallon buckets for storage because the 5-gallon buckets are too difficult to lift. Yes, I agree with you. I actually use the 4-pound square ones. 4-gallon square ones. I like them because they fit better, you know, side by side in a corner, all that, instead of the round buckets. I also like it when you can reuse the kitty litter buckets. You know, the big kitty litter ones. Yeah, you put a Mylar bag in that, you're good to go. You know?
Oh, the honey was found in an Egyptian tomb.
Oh. What about rust on some of the cans? How do you stop rust? Well, I've never really seen any rust on cans that I have in my own pantry, so I would say just be really careful with it. You know, rinse them off before you go using them if you're going to use those. I'm not sure about the rust, but don't get it in the food. You got to open it.
Yeah.
Anyone else getting a lot of dented cans on the shelves at the store?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got one that looked like it had been used in a hockey match, man. I'll tell you, I was like, what the heck? And I didn't actually buy it, but I was interested in seeing it. And at the food pantry, we're getting a lot more dented cans these days than we ever did.
Really.
Yeah, yeah. To the point of like, wow, can we even put this in a box? Because I don't feel comfortable with it.
I'm
You know?
wondering if it's happening during processing or during delivery
I
or
don't know.
the trucking or what.
I don't know. I was just surprised to see as much as we've been getting. Um, so um, as far as prepping goes, I still have the same exact info that I gave you before. Keep stacking and don't stop. This is your chance to keep going. I'm glad that, especially with almost 2 feet of snow coming at us here in the near future, I'm very glad I don't have to consider going to a grocery store.
Mhm.
You can be sure up in this neck of the woods, they're mobbed tonight, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because nobody thinks ahead anymore. They just don't. Jonas, saying they think the cans are thinner. I can guarantee you they are. Yes.
Yeah, with the
They're
aluminum
doing
shortage, they're probably skimping.
well. They're doing everything they can to peel back as much as they can. Whether they're making the can smaller or thinner, yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't prove that, but you can be sure they're saving every penny they can.
Yeah.
And with the metal shortage, you know,
I don't know how long pickled eggs last. Trish, do you have any idea how long pickled eggs last?
I've never eaten pickled eggs. I
Me
love
either.
pickled beef, and I hear that anything pickled lasts a long time, but how long I do not know. Do not know. I always I always found the look of pickled eggs very off-putting, so I just never touched them. They're probably great. It's that whole thing. Um, hmm, oh, yeah, yeah. Me too. Thank you. Saying she would always remember the words that I have said in the past. If you have room to walk through your living room, you aren't done prepping. That's true. And that is absolutely the case here. You can't find the dining room again here. I was making progress on it. I did real good. I had it all cleaned up, and then oh my God, what happened? Yep, it blew up again. It's in the process on the way down to the pantry, which is overflowing, but it'll get there. Tara, no pickled eggs for you. I don't blame you, honey. I don't blame you. Yeah, we're going through everything from a metal shortage to a plastic shortage to an everything shortage. We get a worker shortage. We get a shipping container shortage. Now we're looking at a trucker shortage. And gosh, a tire shortage. I mean, pick something, guys. What isn't there a shortage of? I just wonder, you know. Is it because, oh, I don't know, they shut the nation down for a year and a half? Maybe that's why. Yeah, I was down in the basement the last couple days just trying to make heads or tails of it. And all I can say is I hope everybody's basement looks like this.
If I had a basement, it would look like that, but I don't.
Well, find an extra room and make it look like that.
soon as Andrew comes back from field training next week and he moves into his new house, then his bedroom will look like.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to say? We got about 15 more minutes here. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted for topics tonight, Autumn. Is there anything that you're thinking of this evening?
No, not really.
People have asked me about the 2-week thing. They've been hearing banks are going to be closing down in the near future for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've had so many emails, people asking me about that. What about 2 weeks? What about 2 weeks? With regard to the banks. And I've never said anything is going to happen in 2 weeks with regard to the banks and or it's going to stay closed for 2 weeks. But some of the people in banking right now are saying that when it's shut down, it will take 2 weeks before they reopen. So they're talking about cash shifting and all that, right? What does that mean? It means taking your money and putting it over here for a little while so they can do something else with it and bring it back. Yeah, they will. So somebody had asked a question, and I don't remember if it was on here or if it was in an email, that if and when this happens, what about checks that they've written? You know, they're already out there and they haven't been cashed. What about those checks? If they do this thing and there's a problem, what about the uncashed check? They are obligated to cash those checks. Obligated to. So can you be charged excess fees because they bounce back from the bank, from the other companies maybe that you wrote them to? No, they can't, because they're not going to bounce back from the bank. The bank is just going to have them, and they're either going to accept them and cash them, or they're going to tell the depositor that they can't deposit them right now. So they wouldn't be allowed to make the actual transaction. You sent it into the company. Let's say it's a mortgage company. You sent it in. You're good. The fact that they can't cash it is not your problem. So what I would strongly recommend you guys do, especially with your mortgages, is send it in with a certified return receipt. It doesn't cost a lot of money to get a certified return receipt. So even if they can't cash those checks, it doesn't matter. You sent it in, and you have a return receipt signed saying that they received it. You're covered. Kristen asking, after taking money out of the bank, where should we invest it or store it? I'm not saying invest it. Hang on to it. Hang on to it. You're going to need it. Yes, it's going to devalue. I know that. Buy food, right? That's the first thing you do. But aside from that, get a small safe. Keep it in your house. I'm not saying it's great to keep cash. I always encourage people to buy silver, but I want you to buy food first. Carol asking, to find silver coins from SD Bullion, is it a good company? It's an excellent company. SD Bullion is very good. ITM Trading is my favorite. People have their favorites. But SD is very good. As far as coins, silver, yes. Barb, silver. I mean, if you can afford gold, great, but be careful what you buy. Tax refunds being sent out as IOUs. Funny. They always are IOUs. But no, you'll get your tax refund. Sorry, I can't read that. What was that again? Yeah. Yep. Definitely buy food. And Lackey, collectible gold prior to 1933. Yeah. You don't have to go back that far, but I would definitely go with the collectibles. How much cash did you have on hand? 3 to 6 months worth of your bills is nice to have if you can, but a lot of people can't do that. So I would at least suggest 3 months worth of your bills in cash at home. Darla mentioning that Visa gift cards are worthless if the grid goes down. Yes, it is. Definitely. But if the bank's closed or shut down temporarily for 2 weeks, those Visa gift cards will still work. Grid down, nothing's going to work. In a grid down scenario, life changes as we know it with everything. Jenny asking if we saw Azalea's question. No, I didn't. There's one there to you, Autumn, from her. She wants your bread recipe.
Okay, email me. Because I don't have everybody's email address, so email me and I will email you the bread recipe. Okay.
Going back a little bit further, she asked about what do you mean buying gold that they cannot take? Collectible coins. I don't know that you really need to go back to 1933 and beyond, but if you're gonna buy gold, make sure you talk to somebody good. You don't need to buy from them, but call ITM Trading. Honestly, they're so well versed. They know everything there is to know about it. Ask them about what kind of gold coins you should buy if you're going to. You don't even have to have the money to make a phone call. Just call them. And they get tons of advice. Just ask them, what should I buy if I'm going to buy gold? And mention that you're concerned about confiscation. And they'll talk you through that. They're really good.
What is it with all these damn trolls? I'm really starting to get pissy.
Yeah, I can't help you there. I don't know where your mods are. Anyway, we got about 5 minutes left here. You guys have anything you want to ask or discuss or topics for next week? Anything you have that maybe you want to, us to do a spot on? Let us know. You can also put it in the comment section. Just make sure you're doing food and water. Don't just do the food. I don't really emphasize water, and I should. But make sure you're putting some aside for that. I need to do more as well. I've done quite a bit over the last year, but I don't know that I've really done any the last 3 or 4 months, and I need to. So keep stacking. Hopefully you guys listened a couple weeks ago when we mentioned getting the white stuff. Flour, sugar, salt. If you have the ability, add a little more. You're going to need it. Yeah. And for the ones or two here that I saw in here tonight that didn't understand why they're buying 6 months worth of food. Oh, you need to do some research a little bit. Watch some videos. Seriously. Get caught up. And welcome to the club here.
What should you do if you can't afford the glass canning jars for dry foods? Mylar bag it, honey. Mylar bags, oxygen absorber packs, or bay leaves, okay?
And somebody else asking, where do I buy silver? Again, ITM. ITM trading.
Are CDs safe to keep? Priscilla wants to know.
They used to be. I wouldn't have one now. Sorry, no. Cash them in. And, I can't tell you absolutely cash them in, but I wouldn't keep one. I wouldn't do it. 401ks, wouldn't do it. It's too risky right now. So for the one, Kimberly asking about cashing out a 401k, yeah, I would. Just my opinion. Anyway, somebody mentioned a little while ago, I think I'm not exactly sure who it was, mentioning that they're noticing going to clothes stores, and the outrageous prices, like how much clothing has gone up, and much thinner material, not as good stitching as it used to be, perhaps, and that they're mostly getting stuff in thrift stores now because the prices are so outrageous and the quality isn't near as good as the stuff from 10 years ago that actually made it to a thrift store in decent condition. They're right. Stuff goes through 1 or 2 washings and they start to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what they now call clothing. So I would encourage you to get what you need, but maybe take a little run through some of your local thrift shops. You might be surprised at what you find there if you haven't. If you don't frequent them, maybe check them out. You'll be surprised. Cast iron pans, all kinds of stuff, dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And those things never go bad. They just need a little bit of a cleanup and a seasoning. So get them while you can. This all goes sideways like we expect it to. You'll be grateful that you got one. And cast iron pans, they make a great weapon. Just saying. So
Sean got me all the Lodge cast iron pans and Dutch ovens and the whole setup for Christmas for me. So I have all that now.
Nice. All right. Well, we're getting ready to close down. If you guys have any specific topics that you want to hear of or see in an upcoming episode, let us know. And if you have any other banking or financial questions, let me know.
All right. That's awesome.
Somebody asking, do I think there's gold in Fort Knox? Well, that'd be an awful waste of secured space, right? If there wasn't. Awful waste. There's something very secure in there because they don't let anyone near it. Do I think it's gold? I don't know. There's so many stories about that. I really don't know. I don't think we own much of it anymore. I think China owns more of it than we do. And I think the underground tunnels between one bank and another at the Federal Reserve can make it look like it's at different places at different times to make it appear like there's more than there really is. So that's the long answer. Short answer, no. Anyway, so we'll see you guys next week. And if you have anything you want to ask or any topics you want brought up, let us know. Hit the like button, please. Share the video out. That matters a lot to Autumn. We're trying to get her channel to keep growing. All right. Have a great night. Talk to you later.
I love you. Fearless.
Good night.
Good night.